All right, we back with another one, y'all. Back on this Julio Foolio case. Now, look, Julio Foolio hitman, Kenny Kapps, Kenny the Kappa, whatever y'all want to call him. That man done went in there and told on these shooters. You know what I'm saying? They cooked. Like, one of the shooters called them afterwards. They had words exchanged, text messages, phone conversations. You know what I'm saying? Basically, Kenny Kapps went in there and told them people basically everything. So we finna get right into it. See, they tried to sneak him in. They tried to rush him in real quick. They tried to rush him in. Now we see you, Kenny. Yeah. We see you, player Kenny the Kappa.
And once we have the witness seated, then let's go ahead and bring in our jury, okay?
I know the judge like, I can't wait till this over with. She want the frown since day one. She know they cook.
They're very harsh, unforgiving. Okay, sure.
She tired of them, boy. She ready for this to be over with.
All right.
Get up. Everybody get up. Bro, why you all in front of the camera, bro? What you doing? Move. Rashad and they're still looking lost. Still looking like he don't even know what's going on.
Okay, very good. Welcome back. Everyone have a seat. Welcome back, members of the jury. On our kind of extended break, did any of you speak to anyone about this case? Watch, read, listen to any news accounts or social media posts, or do any...
Like somebody gonna admit that. Yeah, Judge. We spoke to both sides, even though we weren't supposed to. Come on, man.
Independent investigation on your own. Okay? Seeing no hands, I take that as a no. And state your next witness is?
Robert Howard.
All right, Mr. Howard, I'm going to ask that you please stand up and raise your right hand.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this class will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Okay, you can sit down. All right, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Sir, would you state your name into the microphone as close as you can there, just to make sure that everyone can hear you? Sir, do you have a nickname?
Yes, ma'am.
What is your nickname?
Kenny Kapps.
Kenny
Cooked. Show nickname, Nick. Kenny Kapps. Yeah, it's over.
Kapps?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you get a little bit closer to the microphone, please? Thank you.
Kenny Kapps.
Were you present with the victim, Charles Jones, on the night that he was killed?
Yes, ma'am.
And who is Charles Jones to you?
Close friend.
How long have you known him?
All my life.
Did you all grow up in the same neighborhood or different neighborhoods?
Same neighborhood.
And did you know Charles Jones by any nicknames?
Yes, ma'am.
What are those nicknames?
Julio, 6, etc. Yes, ma'am.
When you say 6, is that a reference to something?
Yes, ma'am.
What's that a reference to?
A part of our neighborhood, apartments in our neighborhood.
What neighborhood would you say that you are from?
Avenue B, 45th and Avenue B.
45th and Avenue B, is that in a certain area of Jacksonville?
Yes, ma'am.
What area of Jacksonville is that?
North side.
North side?
Yes, ma'am.
And
Northside. He still try to sound gangster, boy, about to tell on these boys. They fried.
was Charles Jones or 6 from the north side as well?
Yes, ma'am.
And what was the area that he's from called?
Hilltop, 6 block. Yes, ma'am.
Hilltop and 6 Block?
Yes, same thing.
Are they also on the north side of Jacksonville?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, clearly you're present in court today and you're incarcerated.
Yes, ma'am.
What are you in jail for?
Distribution charge.
A distribution charge
Yes, ma'am.
of drugs?
Yes, ma'am. Drugs. Yes, ma'am.
Is the distribution charge a state charge or a federal charge?
Federal charge.
Yeah, they say he sold drugs to the undercover feds. He fried too. So that's why he in here finna tell, because he know he trying to get a deal cut on that.
And do you have additional state violations?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that a new law case or is that something else?
New law case, I think.
What is the state violation for?
The state violation is just the new charge of the federal charge.
Okay, so if I can kind of clarify a little bit, you have a new federal case
No.
for distribution, the case you told us about just now.
Yes, ma'am.
And you have state level charges. Are you on probation for something at the state level?
Yes, ma'am. I'm on
Okay.
probation. Yes, ma'am.
When you mentioned that you have some state charges, what are you exactly on probation for?
Isaiah, man, look at God Isaiah. He in that mad, he know it's over with. That's why he got in the stone cold face. That you should have thought about that before you decide to go stalk that man. You know you cooked.
Or at the state level?
Manslaughter and an aggravated battery and a battery on the Leo.
And were you sentenced and served the sentence on the battery, the simple battery?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you still on probation for the manslaughter and the aggravated battery?
Yes, ma'am.
Did those arise out of the same offense, like something that happened on the same day?
Yes, ma'am.
Who died related to the manslaughter charge?
Gerard Adams.
Gerard Adams.
Yes, ma'am.
And who was shot when you indicated that you have an aggravated battery as well?
Willie Royal.
Willie Royal.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that individual someone that has a nickname as well?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And do you know the nickname of Willie Royal?
Go crazy, will go crazy, something like that, in that nature.
Go crazy or will go crazy, is that what you said?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, you entered a plea of guilty as to those charges, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
When did that actually happen?
2018.
And did Joe Rod Adams have a nickname?
Yes, ma'am.
What was that nickname?
Spaz.
Spaz?
Now, he didn't go to him for shooting Spaz, but it was people that said he did it, but a lot of other people said Bibby the one that killed Spaz. We don't know.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you remember the day it happened in 2018?
I'm not sure. I'm not direct. I think it's the 24th. I think it was August 24th, 2018.
August 24th of 2018?
I think so.
Do you recall how long it took for you to be arrested for that offense?
Like 3 days. I think that Tuesday happened Friday, Tuesday.
What were the circumstances of that manslaughter and aggravated battery charge? What happened?
Well, can you restate that?
Yes.
Your question.
Where was was it a shooting?
Yes, ma'am.
Where did the shooting happen?
At a high school in Jacksonville.
What was the name of the high school?
Raines High School.
Raines High School.
William M. Raines, yes, ma'am.
And were you present at Raines High School on August 24th of 2018?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you present with other people?
Yes, ma'am.
Was Joe Rod Adams, as you mentioned, also present at that football game or after that football game?
Yes, ma'am.
And was the individual Willie Royal or Will Go Crazy also present at that football game?
Yes, ma'am.
After the conclusion of that football game, was there a shooting?
Yes, ma'am.
And as a result of that shooting, did Joe Rod Adams or Spaz pass away?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that the crime that you were arrested for a few days later?
Yes, ma'am.
And what was ultimately your sentence for that crime?
5 years in, 10 years on probation.
When you say 5 years in, can you explain to the jury what that means?
I served 5 years incarcerated and will have 10 years on probation.
How old were you on the date you were arrested?
16
And were you charged as a juvenile or as an adult?
as an adult.
So is the probation that you are currently serving that you have violated with a new federal drug charge, the probation from that manslaughter and aggravated battery case?
Man was on probation. The man did 5 years, caught a 10-year probation, came home. Julio Foolio done got shot, and you managed to sell drugs to the feds. Lord have mercy.
Yes, ma'am.
And how long, so you spent the 5 years in custody on the original sentence.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you start probation upon your release?
Mr. Fortnite champ, what you rubbing your head for? It's over with, bro. This ain't Fortnite. Yeah, we seen you in the interrogation room trying to escape. Yeah, you can't build your way out of this one. Yeah, it's over.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you recall when you got released?
May 31st, 2023.
May 31st of 2023?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Called us, sir.
And do you recall the date that you were arrested on the federal drug charges?
June 23rd or 24th, 2024.
The day of the homicide of Charles Jones or the day after?
The day after the homicide, yes, ma'am.
Okay. So only one day outside of him passing away, you were arrested.
Yes, ma'am.
In total, since your initial arrest on August 27th or so of 2018 through today's date, outside of the days you just told us, so from May 31st through June 24th, 2023 to 2024, have you been incarcerated for the rest of that time?
Yes, ma'am.
So you have the new federal drug case. Have you pled to that case, or is that case still pending?
Still pending.
And are you awaiting sentencing on that case?
Yes, ma'am.
How about the probation violation case? Have you had a hearing on that matter yet to resolve that case?
No, ma'am.
In this case, for which you are seated in the witness box, did you receive a court-ordered subpoena to appear?
Yes, ma'am.
They made him go.
Did you have an opportunity to speak with your attorney without telling us the context of that, but to understand the implications of not complying with that subpoena?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you want to be here?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. Do you want to be here? No, ma'am. Well, too bad. Ain't you here? She didn't even have to ask him that. Do you want to be here? No, I don't want to be here. You here anyway. What? Come on, man. This is crazy.
Do you understand the difference between
And who the bop in the back that can't stop scratching her back?
Bop it!
Let's continue.
you being here under a subpoena as a witness and being like a co-defendant or a defendant in a case, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
You're not charged with anything as it relates to Hillsborough County?
No, ma'am.
And do you understand that your case in Duval County are with a Duval County jurisdiction?
Yes, ma'am.
What about, do you understand your case with the federal government is with the federal government?
Yes, ma'am.
At some point in time, were you subpoenaed to appear via an investigative subpoena after your arrest by the federal government to make a statement in this case?
No, ma'am.
You did not receive a subpoena to give a witness statement?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And present for that witness statement, did you also have an attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that while you were still in custody for the sale or distribution of drugs, the federal charge?
Yes, ma'am.
So as it stands, you have 4 felony convictions. You're just pending sentencing on the cases that we've already discussed.
Yes, ma'am.
When you pled guilty to the death of Gerard Adams, or Spaz, was there some type of was there a reason you pled guilty to that case in lieu of taking that case to trial?
Yes, ma'am.
What was that?
It was best in my interest to plea out.
How long had you already been in custody at the time you resolved that case?
Almost 4 years.
Had you been approached at all or ever during the pendency of your time in custody on the manslaughter about becoming a witness in the case against another possible shooter?
No, ma'am.
Did you ever make a statement to law enforcement in that case about anyone else from either side?
No, ma'am.
Was there another individual who has been associated to 6Block that was present with you on the night of Spaz's death?
Yes, ma'am.
And who was that?
Adrian Gaynor Jr.
Well, just got that man indicted. Yeah, so the day Spaz got killed, who else was with you? It's crazy how you can come in on one case, they building a whole nother case against you, and you sitting up here telling everything. They gonna go get him next. You already said he was there.
Was he arrested as well when you were arrested the next week?
No, ma'am.
Did he stay out of custody?
Yes, ma'am.
And ultimately, in the months that followed your arrest, was Mr. Gaynor killed?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you receive some type of benefit or notoriety for not making a statement against anyone in that particular case?
Yes, ma'am.
And how did that, what was the form of that? How did you get, I guess, credit for not talking?
It was rumors about who actually pulled the trigger in that case. So, me not saying nothing gave me that honor or that fame. Yes, ma'am.
In 2018, when you went to jail, was drill rap the primary source of income for yourself or Charles Jones in Jacksonville?
No, ma'am.
Okay, go ahead.
No, ma'am.
When did drill rap start to become popular, if you remember?
In my city, in Jacksonville, around 2020. I was already incarcerated around 2020.
How would you hear about what was happening with the drill rap scene or YouTube and how you monetize that stuff? How would you hear about that?
At the time, I was incarcerated, so video chat and new people coming in the jail.
And they would kind of update you on the way things were evolving outside?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And when you actually were released in May of 2023, did you start to develop a little bit of your own following as well?
Yes, ma'am.
Even from custody itself, had you developed somewhat of popularity?
Yes, ma'am.
And what was the subject, or at least as you understand it, of the drill rap videos back and forth? What would, for example, Charles Jones rap about?
Dead people in our city, mostly, yeah. People who had passed away from, that didn't like us or didn't like him.
You say people that would pass away that didn't like us or didn't like him? What do you mean by us?
Or where we're from, our neighborhood.
What, I want to be respectful in asking, how did you learn what neighborhoods liked you and didn't like you? How did that come about?
The dissing and the songs and, just history of Jacksonville stuff.
Did you know as a child in the neighborhood that you grew up in, areas that you were permitted to go to and areas that you were not?
Yes, ma'am.
How did you know that?
Just growing up over time, deaths, people passing away when I'm 5 or 6, and just growing up, gaining knowledge of Jacksonville and what's going on in Jacksonville.
What if you are not directly involved in those things that happen back and forth. If you weren't there or you didn't know anyone involved, are you still taking that on?
You still take precaution. Yes, ma'am.
What if any neighborhood like divisions are there? Are there territories? So you said you're living in the north side. Is Mr. Jones also living there, staying there?
Yes, ma'am.
How about out east? Would you regularly go out east?
No, ma'am.
Is that one of the areas that we've talked about?
No, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Tell me why you wouldn't go out east.
Just the history of Jacksonville, things that's going on in Jacksonville.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, I can't hear the witness.
Can you just speak up a little louder, please, Mr. Howard?
I said things that haven't occurred in Jacksonville. So,
Are you familiar with a reference 1200?
yes, ma'am.
And is that in some way related to or correlated with out east?
Yes, ma'am.
So if I said to you out east 1200, you would know what I'm talking about.
Yes, ma'am.
And what does that represent?
Neighborhoods on the east side of Jacksonville.
What about when I say to you 6Block, to you what does that represent?
Apartments on the north side of Jacksonville.
So neighborhoods is your
Neighborhood.
response to that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Were you certified as a gang member when you were originally arrested for the manslaughter of Joe Rod Adams or Spaz?
Yes, ma'am.
And what gang?
Now, see, let me, Kenny, let me school you on something real quick. 'Cause you just made a big mistake. These dudes be fried. They be breaking the law and don't know it. You cannot say that you was a gang member and turn around and say that you wasn't in a gang. If you was a gang member, you have to be in the gang. How can you be a gang member but you not in the gang? Or you don't know nothing about no gangs. And the other people that don't like y'all ain't gang members. It don't make no sense, man. Y'all got to do better.
Gang were you associated to?
I think PCE.
PCE, is that Problem Child Entertainment?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that a group that ultimately was RICO'd about 2017, 2018?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're familiar with what a RICO is?
Yes, ma'am.
Did the older members of PCE at that time, were they all kind of arrested or scooped up?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you know the individuals who were arrested in that RICO case?
Yes, ma'am.
How were they related to you? Friends, family?
Just in the neighborhood, same neighborhood.
After PCE, the RICO comes down from that case, do individuals that were associated with PCE start gaining popularity under the moniker 6Block?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I want to ask you a very direct question. Are you going to tell me at any point during the course of your testimony today that 6Block is a gang?
No, ma'am.
Will you ever admit that?
No, ma'am.
Will you tell me if 1200 is a gang?
No, ma'am.
Will you tell me if ATK is a gang?
No, ma'am.
That's never going to happen.
Never.
Are you familiar with the statutes in Florida defining?
Bro, you just told her you was with PCE. PCE caught the RICO. Once PCE caught the RICO, y'all switched to 6Block. But now you said, I'm not telling you about 6Block. I'm not telling you about 1200. Oh, man, Kenny, what you doing, Kenny? Kenny, you don't belong up there, boy. Yo, your lawyer need to be in the building with you. But let's keep going.
Gang membership?
No, ma'am.
Are you, do you have concerns about making any admissions about gang membership on, as you testify?
No, ma'am.
Your position is that these are neighborhoods.
Yes, ma'am.
What if individuals from those neighborhoods kill on behalf of the neighborhood? You're still going to indicate not a gang.
Not a gang.
What if they throw hand symbols? Not a gang.
No, ma'am.
The statute itself does not matter to you, it sounds like.
No, ma'am.
So basically, you go tell the court, whether y'all classifying us as a gang or not, it don't matter to me. I'm saying it ain't a gang. Even though I was part of a gang that switched into another gang, I'm telling you, that ain't a gang. And the people we into it with, they ain't in the gang. And they ain't gang members. There ain't nobody ganging. It's just neighborhood on neighborhood. So you don't care about what the gang statute mean? No. Oh, man, Kenny, you lost in that, Kenny. Kenny, what you doing, Kenny? This is all bad, Kenny. You can't go back to your hood after this.
So if I say groups or sides, would you understand the reference if you're refusing to say it's a gang?
Yes, ma'am.
Are 1200 and ATK affiliated to each other? Would they be friendly to each other?
Yes, ma'am.
And would 6Block be friendly with 1200 or ATK?
No, ma'am.
Are you... Strike that. Is everyone that's in or identifies as 6Block a rapper?
No, ma'am.
Is everyone that's in or identifies as 6Block from 6Block or Hilltop or 45th or Abbey?
Can you restate your question?
Yes. You said 6Block is a neighborhood.
Yes, ma'am.
Everyone who throws a 6, are they all from 6Block?
No, ma'am.
Now, just like we talked about PCE or Problem Child Entertainment, many of those individuals you said go by 6Block now.
Yes, ma'am.
At the same time from PCE or Problem Child Entertainment, was there a similar group with 1200 that develops into 1200?
Yes, ma'am.
And what is that?
Cuckoo Gang, something like that nature.
Cuckoo?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that KU?
Yes, ma'am.
And have you...
The Cuckoo Gang? What the f... Them older Cuckoo members probably looking at them like, oh, y'all at Cuckoo and we ain't got nothing to do with that. And now they finna go get locked up. Like, what you 1200 or you Cuckoo? You coming with us? They going to get everybody.
FBI, open up!
at least observed Cuckoo Gang representing 187 boys in their music or on the street?
Yes, ma'am.
But still, your statement is not a gang.
No, ma'am.
Kenny, come on, Kenny.
If you were shown, no, if someone indicated to you or did a sign that you understand to be 1200, would you recognize that?
Yes, ma'am.
If you saw that sign, would that be a friendly thing to you or an unfriendly thing to you?
Unfriendly.
Okay, so that's not someone you would like go get drinks with.
No, ma'am.
Okay. And you recognize that there are signs for 1200.
Yes, ma'am.
But your indication is that you don't understand that to be a gang.
No, ma'am.
Do you understand the criteria for gang membership could include admitting your gang membership?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I must sustain the objection.
Can you agree that there are specific sides or areas of town that you do not travel to as a result of what's happening in Jacksonville?
Yes, ma'am.
What area of town do you not travel to?
East, west.
Had you known Charles Jones at least on one occasion to travel to Melvin Park?
Yes, ma'am.
Was that an area of town that 6Block was welcome?
No, ma'am.
How long has the back and forth between whether it was this name, 6Block, or PCE, 1200, Cuckoo, how long has this back and forth been going on?
A long time.
What do you mean by that? Before you went to jail 2018?
Yes, ma'am.
Before you turned the age of 10?
Yes, ma'am. Most likely. Yes, ma'am.
Before, is it as long as you can remember?
As long as I can remember, yes, ma'am.
Basically, so when Kenny was born, the war was on. That's what he's trying to say.
When you came home from prison in May of 2023, had you had an opportunity to see or spend time with Charles Jones?
Restate your question.
When you came home from prison, did you have a chance to see Foolio?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you spend time with him regularly?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you able to catch up on the YouTube success he was having?
Yes, ma'am.
And were you also able to obtain some level of success in the same way?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know an individual by the name of Gino Norris?
Yes, ma'am.
Who is that?
It's like my cousin, close friend to the family, but cousins by marriage. My uncle, my great uncle is married to his auntie, so.
You're a great uncle and his auntie.
Yes.
When you say close to the family, I think you've said that a couple of times. Do you mean like your parents or your parents' siblings are friends with their families?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that common amongst your friends in Jacksonville?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know Gino by any particular nicknames?
Just Gino.
Just Gino.
Yes, ma'am.
Did Gino hang out the way that you and Foolio would hang out? Did he have club appearances or did he go to shows, things like that?
No, ma'am.
Were you profiting or making money off of attending clubs and making appearances with Charles Jones?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you benefiting on your own behalf or were you like working for Foolio?
Kind of both.
What do you mean by that?
Some appearances it just be for me, and then sometimes, with him coming to shows and stuff, I'll, get a percentage of it. So.
And are you paid by the club itself to go there?
By the promoters, stuff
What
like that.
What do you do? Do you put on a show or do you just hang out?
Yeah, what you do, Kenny? Cause I ain't never heard about you rapping. The hell you do, Kenny? Hey. I don't know Kenny to be spitting no bars around. He done spent most of his teenage years in jail. So I don't know when he bust a bar, a song, a rapper there. What the hell you do?
I hang out and I also rap too, so sometimes it all depends
he
on what's
do
going
rap.
on. It might just be an appearance or it might be me actually rapping as well.
Your rap career
How
over after
do club
this.
appearances get you money or how does the club earn money from that?
We bring people, people want to see us, so they benefit from it as well.
And was, at least to your knowledge, Charles Jones or Julio Foolio probably one of the more profitable rappers in 6Block?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you familiar at all with the music of Isaiah Chance or Rashad Murphy?
Isaiah Chance, but no, not the other one. No, ma'am.
Not the other one. And do you know of more than one song for Isaiah Chance?
And I heard a couple.
Are they doing the same numbers, essentially, that Charles Jones was doing on YouTube?
No, ma'am.
Hey, man, you ain't have to throw them under the bus like that. I mean, they was trying, man. They was trying to do a little something. We know they biggest rapper is Ace. You feel me? They was trying, but, they just didn't have it.
How long have these rival shootings been going back and forth, if you can recall?
Before my time, a long time.
Before your time? Does that mean before you were born?
No, just before, when I was younger. Okay.
Was this happening before you went to jail in 2018?
Yes, ma'am.
How many friends or family have you lost back and forth?
A lot.
Do you have a lot of the
Man, y'all was getting smoked like that, Kenny? How many friends and family you lost? Nigga, Kenny said a lot. It was rough out there. They was doing us dirty. Oh, man.
friends that you grew up with in Jacksonville still in Jacksonville?
Some of them moved, some of them still here, in there in Jacksonville.
If you lose a fellow, like a 6Block member or someone from the neighborhood, are you helping or assisting their families in some way?
Objection, Your Honor, relevance.
Sustained.
Your Honor, may we approach?
Yes.
So yeah, as y'all can see, Kenny Kapps in there, you know. I think he thinking in his head every time he get asked something, he trying to find the right answer to give. But I mean, the jig is up, bro. They know everything. Y'all put it on the internet, you know, back and forth, talking to each other, FaceTiming each other, Instagram each other. I don't know where y'all get off at with that, talking to y'all ops. I'm never the type of person, if I know you my op, I'm not FaceTiming you, I'm not calling you, I'm not texting you. You're not going to be on my Instagram. I'm never going to DM you. I'm never finna send you a message. I don't know where y'all youngins get that from. You know? So Kenny in there trying to do the best he can, man. But I mean, it's pretty much y'all can wrap it up like a BET commercial. Now, I don't even think since Kenny got that subpoena and he didn't do it voluntarily, I don't think they gonna cut him a deal because he literally stated he didn't even want to be there. So he didn't do it on his own. They made him go there. And because they made him go there, now he probably can't get no time cut off this federal drug case that he got. And he violated the probation.
Okay, sustain the objection.
So he might have to do 10 years.
Sir, after your release in 2023, did you start to see some of the drill rap videos that had been published?
Yes, ma'am.
Were those videos being published only by people from 6Block?
No, ma'am.
Were there videos that were published from members of ATK?
Yes, ma'am.
Were there videos published from members of 1200?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you have an opportunity to see those videos?
Yes, ma'am.
At the time that you were incarcerated, so at 16 or so, were there drill rap videos that were to the level that they were when you were released?
No, ma'am.
Had you seen music videos where people admitted to crimes on YouTube?
No, ma'am.
Is that the style of, or is that like the life that you were leading when you actually were incarcerated when you were younger?
No, ma'am.
What was different when you actually got out?
The songs, the music, I guess the era,
I'm sorry, I can't hear Mr. Howard.
He said the songs, the music.
the song.
Hey, the judge, hey, that man steady talking about he can't hear. What you need, a hearing aid or something? I can't hear. I ain't hear what he said. The judge, he said the songs, the music. Like, come on, bro, you can hear.
The music, it's the new music era of dissing. Way more vulgar and disrespectful.
When you were originally incarcerated in 2018, were there unspoken rules about who would be dissed or who was off limits?
Objection, relevance, and
Overruled.
That means you can answer, sir.
Okay. What was your question again?
Were there certain members, right, that were, or certain people that were off limits in these disses when you were first incarcerated?
I wouldn't say that. It's just no one really was dissing like how people diss now. So,
Bro, Rashad, why you in there using your left hand and they said the shooter was left-handed? What is you doing, bro? You been coming in a trial every day, bugged out, looking doped up, and now you want to use your left hand? It's over, man.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, people wasn't talking about the dead people as much as they do now. So, I wouldn't say it was a wrong rule, but people just wasn't doing it.
What about the actual family members of the ops or the opposing side?
Yeah, people wasn't doing it.
But they were doing that when you were released?
Yes.
And that would have been in 2023?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you also see a trend that level of disrespect that you called it was more lucrative?
Yes, ma'am.
But were you also witness to the fact that there were repercussions to that?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you familiar with the homicide of Jake Jett?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you familiar with the homicide of Jaquan Pickens?
Yes, ma'am.
Excuse me, that's the same individual. I apologize.
ma'am.
Of Antonio Tilley.
Yes, ma'am.
Are those individuals that were killed in 2023 after you came home from prison?
Yes, ma'am.
Are those individuals affiliated with the same side?
No, ma'am.
What side was Jaquan Pickens affiliated to?
Just from the north side, from my neighborhood, 45th area.
And what about Tilley? What side was he affiliated to?
I think the north side too, but I think he was more like ATK.
That would be friendly or unfriendly to 6Block?
Unfriendly.
Unfriendly. In the
Kenny Kapps in here solving murders. Is they all friends or they ain't y'all friends? No, them ain't all friends. He got killed. Yeah, they ain't my friend. Come
weeks
on,
leading
man.
up to the actual homicide in this case, so when Charles Jones is killed, did you see social media start to ramp up as it related specifically to Charles Jones and some of the defendants?
Yes, ma'am.
Had you had an opportunity to see specific Instagram posts back and forth between Charles Jones about a gravesite visit that he had?
Yes, ma'am.
Does the name Royale Smith, is that familiar to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that 23?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you know how that individual died?
He was murdered.
Was that in the town center?
Yes, ma'am.
23, he did not die in the year of 2023, did he?
No, ma'am.
But were there social media posts where Charles Jones and other members from the north side went to 23's grave?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you see the responses on social media?
Just told on the whole crew. Did Julio Foolio and them go to that man grave? Yes, ma'am.
To that?
No, not all of them, no, ma'am.
Did you see some of the responses to that?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, at this time the state seeks to admit State's Exhibit 124A through D.
Okay, the objection, Mr. Gonzalez?
Judge, just briefly, I know I've seen them, but
Yes. Anybody have? I have. In fact, asked the question.
Shorty got a C Viper haircut off Street Fighter. Got that? Oh, she pop it up like that. Glasses thick as hell, girl.
Any
You got
objection,
6
Mr.
eyes.
Gonzalez?
no objection, Your Honor.
Ms. Toomey? Mr. Wise? Mr. Petridis? Okay, they'll be admitted.
124A through D. In showing you State's Exhibit number 124B, is this one of those images that was on social media?
Yes, ma'am.
Was the response from the other side positive or negative to this post?
Come on, man. Why they go do this? Why would y'all go do this? Now y'all got Kenny sitting up here. He got to speak on this. He already done told enough. Hey, he got him in here looking bad. Why would y'all go do that?
Restate your question.
Did this post make people happy from 1200 or ATK or not happy?
Not happy.
Specifically, was there a post from the Instagram account Gadaze, states 124C? That indicates the biggest mistake anyone on earth could have did.
Idiot. The boy a dummy. I already knew he looked dumb. Gotta say, why would you do that? Oh my God. Y'all are fried, bro.
And ultimately did, on 124A, Mr. Jones post himself at that same place.
Yes, ma'am.
Was this type of dissing going on when you first got incarcerated?
No, ma'am.
Did this incite some back and forth between Mr. Jones and several members of ATK and 1200? On
Yes,
social
ma'am.
media?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you also, in the months leading up to the homicide, have an opportunity to see a specific dispute back and forth between Charles Jones and Isaiah Chance?
Yes, ma'am. I heard of it. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Did you see it on the internet?
I was shown, yes, ma'am.
On what type of social media?
I think Twitter.
Is that Spaces, the X?
Yes, ma'am.
Was that a video or was that like a post?
I think it was posts. I seen pictures and arguing.
What was the dispute about, if you recall?
I think clothes, reference of.
Hold on. Okay. So
This is not for the Spaces argument back and forth, the audio argument. This is an actual Spaces post argument that's going back and forth between Mr. Chance and the victim.
okay. And come up real quick.
Yeah, because I'm getting tired of dude, and then she ain't even saying nothing. She just following dude. Like, every time this man, I tell him like, hey, bro, dog, you need to listen better. How you gonna be my lawyer and you keep saying you can't hear, bro? Like, bro, what you need a hearing aid or something? So yeah, man, y'all got Kenny Kapps in there. He done had to tell everything, cause y'all done been back and forth on his neck, going back and forth with each other. And we had to keep breaking and coming up here meeting with the judge, cause the lawyer dude swear up and down that he can't hear. He looked to, oh, maybe it's time for you to retire. Yeah, you need to hang it up. Cause guess what? Your client is cooked. Oh, y'all clients cooked. I don't know. There's just some free money for them because everybody on that other side is cooked. The evidence is all there. Everything is all there. So look, make sure y'all subscribe. I'm going to bring y'all part 2, and we going to get into part 2 of this because Kenny Kapps ain't done telling yet. And he got a lot more telling to do. And we gonna go over it, man. Make sure y'all check out the playlist so you won't miss both of the videos, man. It's your boy Buddha. I'm out.